This album went platinum. All right. But it doesn't, we don't go on album sales, at least not a hip hop album debate. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a better album just because it sold more. But at the same time, it can mean something, or maybe it doesn't. But
Real hip hop got everybody talking. Let's go. Yeah, keep it 100 and stay true. Hosted by my homie Q. Tune in and come through. Yeah, this be the spot, the #1 place all day. This is hip hop album debate. Let's go. Hey, yeah.
welcome to Hip Hop Album Debate, the podcast. This is Q, and this is episode 104. And the debate topic is, which was the better album between Long Live the Kane or The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick? Yeah, dig that. But before we get into this conversation, you guys be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Dig that? All right, so let's get into this, man. All right, so we're gonna start with Kane. Kane album came first, and this came back in, well, both albums dropped in 1988. But let's see, Kane. What Kane was doing? Kane was rapping his ass off. Um, what we got? We got Long Live the Kane, the open track, the title track as well. Raw, the remix, Set It Off. Um, these are b-boy joints. Um, if you, for the youngsters that may be tuning in, back then, rappers was rapping about rapping. I think Melly Mel said it best, and I think it was a Art of Dialogue interview, or Vlad. Shout out to both of them. But back then, vast majority of the hip hop songs, especially during the golden age era, it was about rappers was rapping about who could rock the mic, who was the coldest MC, who could rock a crowd. And so this album right here, this is not abnormal to hear songs of that nature. Of course, ain't no half stepping is on this album. So these are b-boy records. That's what we were doing back then. So this album, again, that's not abnormal during that time. That's what we wanted to hear. Kane did take a break from that, and I'll Take You There. That was Kane's version of the Staple Singers. I'll Take You There. He sampled. Basically just rapping about what life would be if Kane was in full control. It would be a beautiful thing. So he took a break from the b-boy stuff on that song. Again, Kane rapping his ass off. This pretty much a flawless album in terms of lyrics and flow. But this one, out of all the songs, man, I think I think The Day You're Mine, I don't think Kane was at his best. This was a love joint. Uh, this song was in line with the LL Cool J I Need Love energy. MC Shan Left Me Lonely, which Marley Marl produced the MC Shan song as well as Big Daddy Kane. So I get what he was doing. I mean, I got it then as a youngster. Yeah, this wasn't Kane's best effort in terms of the love songs. The Loving You, I think by the time he did that song, I think Kane had found his groove. Now that's not on this album. That's on the Prince of Darkness album. So, but it seems like Kane was rapping so fast, man. He was just spitting fire. And then this song, Slow, to me it sounded like he kind of struggled rapping that slow at that time. But you know how it goes, man. A couple of years later, I think he found his groove by that time. He's kind of comfortable rapping at a certain pace, at a certain topic. But at this time, hey, it's all about, what I'm saying, just chopping, spitting fire, whatever, whatever. But this album went gold. Uh, Ain't No Half Stepping is the standout song on this album, one of my favorites. Marley Marl produced the album. The Juice Crew, head honcho. I'm sorry, the in-house producer. R.I.P. Mr. Magic, not Marley not taking his spot. My apologies, but again, it was a gold record. I was cool with it. Now Slick Rick album drops, and I feel like Slick Rick was a notch under Big Daddy Kane in terms of the lyrics of being lyrical, but he makes up with the storytelling, and that was his thing. That's when you think of Slick Rick, you think of a great storyteller, and that's what he was doing on this album, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. His songs, it sticks. The songs stick to the album title. This is what I like about albums back then. Not all of them, but vast majority, whatever the album title is, they try to stick to it for the most part. I mean, even with Long Live the Kane, well, that title is in reference to him spitting. He ain't going nowhere. Long Live the Kane, because he's nice on the mic, so I get it. Slick Rick, Great Adventures of Slick Rick. He's telling stories, from the first song, Treated Like a Prostitute, about the mailman sneaking in and doing what he does, what they were doing at the time, or some of them probably still doing. Children's stories, The Moment I Feared, great storytelling. Of course, Teenage Love, Mona Lisa. It really, I mean, if you think about it, this album, I mean, it had the B-boy tracks. I guess Let's Get Crazy. I guess that can be considered a B-boy track. I mean, he really is rapping about rapping. Teacher, Teacher. I guess you could say that was a B-boy record too. But the rest of the songs was storytelling, great storytelling, comical. He changing up the voices. Man, I mean, he could have been on Broadway. In fact, if they haven't already, on this would be a good idea to put this album right here on Broadway with this great storytelling. But this album, it went platinum. The Bomb Squad produced a good bit of this album. Jerry Martin produced a good bit of this album. This album went platinum. All right. But we don't go on album sales, at least not a hip hop album debate. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a better album just because it sold more. But at the same time, it can mean something, or maybe it doesn't. But if you ask me which was the better album, I love Big Daddy Kane. It's very rare that I ever would go against him. Whenever it was the Big Daddy Kane and Rakim back in the day, I always went with Kane. It's very few. I mean, I always felt like Kane was a complete package in terms of hip hop. He could rap, he could dance. The fellas want to be like him, the girls want to be with him. I always felt like he was a complete package. The only somebody I probably went against Kane for just artist or rapper was probably LL. But which was the better album? Got to give it to Slick Rick, man. Great Adventures of Slick Rick. This album right here, man, I don't recall no hip hop album during that time and influenced so many artists, just in so many ways, whether it's rappers acknowledging Slick Rick, or I mean this particular album, acknowledging the songs, mentioning the songs, just little tidbits, man. That I mean, man, Slick Rick, this album, man, it influenced. I mean, yeah, you got like let's say Rakim. Rakim flow was so cold, it made everybody up their game. You did what I'm saying? KRS-One influenced a lot. I mean, he influenced 50 Cent KRS-One was 50 Cent. Um, 50 Cent loved KRS-One. Uh, I know Coogee Rap played a big role with Pun influencing him. Before just a particular album that influenced East Coast rappers, West Coast rappers, down South rappers. Man, this album, Slick Rick and Great Adventures of Slick Rick influenced Outkast, Exhibit. Uh, while other rappers get treated like a prostitute, in the Bitch Please with Snoop Dogg and Exhibit, that was Slick Rick. Treated like a prostitute. Hey Young World, Kanye mentioned that song in his album. Jay-Z been dope since Slick Rick first chain. In the song, what was it, Jigger? I I can't think of another album that has had this much influence on a group of rappers, aside from maybe EPMD, Strictly Business. I would probably say that was next, just in terms of just you know, again, rappers acknowledging the album, mentioning songs, sampling songs. So this was a work of art, man. All right, but that's what I had to say. Let's see what the people had to say.
I got nothing but comments for you, baby.
All right, Mojo Miles on Instagram writes, huge Big Daddy Kane fan. Seen both in concert, but I'm going with Slick Rick on this one, man. All right, we're gonna go to TikTok. Lisa Thomas 208 writes, Long Live the Kane, but it was close. R Minor writes, Long Live the Kane was the better to me, but Slick Rick was on the radio more. Way more. I'm sorry. Brother J116 writes, Peace. Both 88 classes, but personally, Long Live the Kane. Math is fun, right? Is it math is fun or math is fun? My apologies if I mess it up. No right answer here. The Slick Rick album is a bit more entertaining for me because of the storytelling, his accent, and uniqueness. Kid What's the Scoop tells the story about how Kid left Michael and went to pick up Slick Rick because he needed help. And oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yep, that was a play on Knight Rider. Yep, you guys remember. Well, the new generation wouldn't know anything about that, but Knight Rider, Kid, and Michael Knight and all that. So yeah, yep, forgot about that one. All right, but that's what the people had to say via comments. Let's see what the people had to say via poll.
Let's go to the polls, baby. Let's go to the polls, baby. Hey.
All right, 42% said Long Live the Kane. 58% said The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. There you have it. I think that's fair. I think that lines up. I think that's accurate. I mean, the Slick. I do think Slick Rick album. This one, I think it is way more superior for us just the body of work. But you can't shit on Kane. I mean, that's Big Daddy Kane. What else do we need to say? So, but as far as just album, because we're not talking rappers, we're not talking about rapper versus rapper. We're talking about album versus album. Man, Slick Rick, he's still eating off this album. Think about it. Slick Rick didn't drop that many albums. I mean, he went to prison shortly after this. Shortly after that. I mean, he didn't drop 3 or 4, classic albums. We know Slick Rick from this album. If we don't know him from anything else, says a lot. All right. But y'all know this is an ongoing convo. You let me know what's on your mind. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the polls? And we're gonna chop it up. So, all right, y'all let me know. This Q. 3 words. I'm gone. Peace.